Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Now let's take you to Manipur. Tensions in the state are escalating on a daily basis, with the government now considering stringent actions against ex-servicemen involved in this particular unrest. Both Kuki and Meitei communities are growing increasingly aggressive, complicating efforts to find common grounds for talks between them. The government, in fact, now aims for discussions, improved security and a swift normalcy restoration process. Meanwhile, protests continue across Manipur following the killing of an ex-Indian army soldier who accidentally crossed a buffer zone. The Congress blames both the centre as well as the state for the ongoing 16 months long unrest.
Have our forces actually underestimated the level of weaponization in the state? Sushant Sareen.
Anand, I don't think it's only the forces who have done it. I think it's the entire political establishment which has mishandled Manipur for almost a year now, more than a year actually. We thought, okay, fine, there's been an upsurge of violence and things will finally settle down, little realizing that that was just a kind of a recess in the hostilities, because nobody has actually addressed or tried to address the situation in the state. And everybody thought, okay, fine, it's kind of burnt itself out. But I think both your report, as it suggests, and I think it's quite intuitive, that a lot of drug running, a lot of gun running, a lot of other stuff is getting mixed up in what's happening in Manipur.
Kitaji, before I bring in Maruf. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yes, namaste everyone. The situation right now in Manipur, it has become all the more worse, and after using drones, as we all have seen, to attack local Hindu villagers, Kukis began using rockets. And I would like to mention one important thing here, that the usage of drones in Manipur is not new. It was used first in January 2024 itself, when 4 farmers, when they were working in the fields, they were killed. This was near Kumbi village. They were killed by sophisticated surveillance drones. They were first spotted by using drones, then they were ambushed and later murdered. And this news of the receipt of Kuki militant groups, that Kuki militant groups had paid a huge amount of rupees 3,90,000 to the ITLF. That is the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, Combat Drone Department of the ITLF, after it had procured drones and other weapons, supposedly from Israel, had gone viral in November last year itself. And now these Kukis they are using local news channels in places like Churachandpur to instigate their youth openly to open social media accounts and carry out a narrative war in social media. We should understand how they have been able to cause so much damage, mainly because of the defensive posture adopted by the government at this time, and also by our security forces, which is allowing these Kukis to create small but yet heavily armed groups and open fire in selected locations.
ये बिष्णुपुर साइड से अचानक ऊपर की तरफ से आए हैं, और ये एक हमारी कंपनी के लिए भी सरप्राइज़ था कि ऊपर से आकर के और कंपनी के छत पर इन्होंने रैंडम और रैपिड फायर करना एक साथ, तो हमारे लिए भी एक सरप्राइज़ था ये। और लेकिन हमारे लड़कों ने बहुत मुस्तैदी के साथ उसका जवाब दिया और इनको वापस भगा दिया। बस भगाने के अंदर में ये लोग किनारे वाले 2 घर को जला करके चले गए। इन्होंने बॉम्ब्स का इस्तेमाल भी किया है, लेकिन हमारे लड़कों ने इनको बेहतरीन मुस्तैदी के साथ भगाया। CRPF is all committed to solve the issue of Manipur and bring peace into it, and we promise that we'll stand by our commitment.
CNN News 18's Arunima is joining us on the broadcast early this morning as well. Arunima, very good morning to you. 16 months long unrest in the state. As of now, what we are also picking up from our sources is that the common ground for talk has also dwindled.
And, the situation is fast getting out of hand, because now the security advisor to the Manipur Chief Minister is also being in the center of all the protests that are happening. In Imphal, for example, the streets yesterday, they sat outside Raj Bhavan, they tried to march towards the Raj Bhavan, and things went out of hand when CRPF had to resort to lathi charge. And what were their demands? One of their demands was that the unified command be shifted, the control of the unified command be given to the state government. There were protests against the security advisor as well. So all the appointments that the central government has done under Article 355 of the Constitution, the DGP, the Chief Secretary, the advisor, they've all been sent by the center to control the situation. And the Meitei community, the Valley community, they are very unhappy with the security forces. One of the BJP MLAs has written to Home Minister Amit Shah, he's also the son-in-law of N. Biren Singh, that the security forces are mute spectators, you should withdraw them. Initially, they were upset only with the Assam Rifles. Now it looks like they are unhappy with all the paramilitary force deployed. Whereas the Kuki population, which is in the hill, feels that if the central paramilitary forces are withdrawn, then it will be even more mayhem for them.
Right, Arunima. Thank you so much for putting all of that into perspective for our viewers. What we have understood so far, according to the inputs that we have received with us, unrest is growing even stronger. Situation has completely gone out of the hands. When exactly will peace prevail in the state is the question that we'll continue to ask. That's a wrap from my side as of now. But before we leave you, here's a special announcement from our side. Visit news18.com for all the latest and breaking news with up-to-date coverage on India, world, business, entertainment and cricket. News18.com, India's leading news website, combines accurate reporting with in-depth analysis, ensuring that readers stay informed on all the critical developments.